Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out how does the person on your mind think that you view them versus how would they ideally want you to look at them or think about them. So you have three groups to choose from. The blue heart is for group 1, the red heart is for group 2, and the white heart is for group 3. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose the blue heart, first let's take a look at your oracle cards and find out how does the person on your mind think that you view them. So the cards that came out for it were Servant, which says delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Then we have Arcturians, feeling safe, wisdom keepers, concern. Cat, be relaxed and independent. And then we have impartiality. Alright, so I think according to your person, you for sure have a very high opinion of how they are as a person, and who knows, maybe you really do. I mean, when I say who knows, you of course know whether this is right or wrong. But anyway, they think that you see them as a provider. You love their sense of justice. They think that you feel that they have a really good balance between their head and heart. You also like the way that they look. And this is all, by the way, happening according to what they think you feel, just to recap. They think that you love their generosity, or that according to you they have this really loving and warm vibe to them. They feel like their whole vibe is as if you're drinking some hot soup on a cold rainy night, like that. That's how comforting they think you think they are. They also think that you are a bit charmed almost by their charisma, by their independence, that you appreciate the fact that they're not clingy, that they respect other people's personal space, boundaries, that you admire their intelligence, that you admire the concern that they display towards you. I mean, at least according to them, they do. And they also think that you really appreciate the fact that they never bring anybody else into the mix, as in it's always just you and them. They never discuss about you guys with anybody else, and the fact that they have the same amount of expectations from you is also something that you appreciate. They think that you like them for their authenticity. They think that you feel that they do not care about anybody else's opinions, and it just makes them more endearing to you. They also feel like you really appreciate how they are always there for you whenever you need them. And they also think that you greatly admire the advice or the suggestions or the feedback, if at all, that they have for you whenever you ask for it. So according to them, in your eyes, they are a perfect mix of warmth, non-clinginess, good looks, a very good sense of judgment, that whole provider vibe, all that jazz. And again, I'm being asked to tell you that according to them, you are very smitten by the way that they look and by the way that they dress. You might have complimented them some time back for their eyes, and that phrase or that compliment has stuck with them ever since. And I'm being told that that is where they get this idea from, that it's not, although you only complimented them for their eyes, they think that you actually like them in their entirety, in the entirety of their looks. And there is this image in their mind that you have almost put them on a pedestal, as if they are the benchmark in your life about how an ideal partner or boyfriend or girlfriend should be. So this is how they think you look at them, which is very interesting. And again, like I said, this might not be how you look at them at all. It's just their point of view. Now, using the tarot cards, we will find out how would they ideally want you to look at them. I mean, just to make this more clear, right now, this is how they think you look at them, right? But if they had a choice to alter your thoughts or to make you think a specific way about them, what would that be? So for that, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Okay, so it is a bit of a mix over here. How would they want you to look at them? They would want you to be all over them, which right now also, by the way, they seem to be pretty convinced that you are. So it would basically just be like a cherry on top of the cake. They want you to think that there is nothing that they can ever do or that they can ever say that can cause any harm in this connection, in this relationship, and that the only way that something can go wrong in this relationship is if you fuck up, if you mess up. With the King of Swords over here, they want you to think of them in a very idealistic manner, as if they can never say anything wrong, they can never do anything wrong. And okay, I'm being told that this very high opinion, which right now they think you have of them, might also stem from the way that they look at themselves. For example, if in my eyes, I am someone who greatly values justice and someone asks me, hey, how do you think your friend looks at you? Or how do you think your friends think about you? I would say the same thing. You know, I would probably say that my friends think that I have a very good sense of justice and that I never do anything wrong and that I never say anything wrong, because that's how I look at myself. So now when I look at this King of Swords over here, I am convinced that this whole impartiality and this whole wisdom keepers and this independent vibe, that all of that is probably stemming from the King of Swords over here. But yeah, with this king vibe over here going on and coupled with the Ten of Cups over here, they would ideally want you to look at them as someone who is the one for you, like the alpha in your life, who can never mess up, someone for whose existence you should be grateful, with the Wheel of Fortune over here. In fact, with this combination of Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Swords, in case you had met this person at a time in your life when you were going through a bit of a difficulty, some rough patch in any area of your life, and ever since they came in your life, things started looking better, even if they had zero contribution in that, they want you to think that it was because of their arrival or their help or their guidance or their suggestion that you finally managed to get out of the funk. And that is why also you should be grateful for their existence and for the mere fact that they are there in your life, or they found you at the right time, is what I'm hearing. With Ten of Cups over here, they definitely want you to think of them as husband/wife material, marriage material basically. They want you to think of someone who can, whom you can start a family with, live a happy life with, and someone who will never do you dirty. With Three of Swords over here, they want you to see them as someone who is so disciplined, so in control, and just so good with their communication that they can never say or do anything that's detrimental to your peace or your feelings, unless and until it is required. So Spirit just added that last bit, unless and until required. And again, this brings me back to this heightened concept of justice that this person has about themselves. I will never do anything wrong unless and until I have to. Like I just had to do it because it was basically like social service. I had to tell that white lies because it was beneficial for that person. So I went ahead and did that. From what I can see in front of me, Group 1, whoever it is that you're asking me about today, they have this very almost brilliant way of masking their mistakes. If they do something wrong, it's never wrong. It's always right. They're always right. If someone else does something wrong, they feel that they are entitled to always point that out and give some long-lasting lecture or feedback on that thing. And where is this, you can say, heightened self-worth coming from? I have no idea. Can be something related to their family. Maybe they come from a family of people who are self-proclaimed righteous people. You never know. Maybe if you have met their family, if you have interacted with other people in their family, maybe they're all like that. They're all a bit high-headed and, like with undertones of snobbishness in them. Because that is what I'm picking up on. So they want you to think that if they are in your life, it's equivalent to you having won some lottery. And that the only way that this connection can go downhill is if you make a mistake, because they can never make a mistake. You or this person might be having Gemini, Libra, Aquarius or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your charts. Alright, group 1, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 2, so for those of you who chose the red heart, first let's take a look at your oracle cards and find out how does the person on your mind think that you view them. So the cards that came out for you are Pioneer, which says passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Then we have Third Eye, which says visions, manifesting, meditation. Gray Squirrel, find new ways of solving problems. And Victim. Okay, so how do they think that you view them? They think that you feel very sorry for them because according to you, they are a victim of their circumstances, and that whatever they did to you or said to you was not an original thought, because they can't be like that. They think that you see them as someone who's so advanced, so skilled, so intelligent, and has such a sheer brilliance of mind that they could have possibly never said or done the things that they did. And so definitely it had to be someone else's mistake. It's like someone else was pulling the strings and my dear person just fell victim to that. They think that you see them as someone who has always been there for you, always helped you in any and every problem of your life. Someone who is better at assessing situations than you are. So in terms of, I would say, rationality, or in terms of figuring out what is right and what is wrong, according to them, you think that they're better at all of this as compared to you. If this is someone who has some qualification in science or math, or their current occupation is related to these subjects, then they think that you really like them for that. You know how there are some people who find intelligence very sexy? There's a word for it, which I cannot, as per usual, remember right now. So they think that you are weirdly attracted to their intelligence, to their brain, to their mind. And that is one of the primary, that is one of the primary reasons why you are attracted towards them, which they think that you are. I cannot help but notice that even though this looks like a light bulb, we can see a heart inside it. So they think that you like them for both their sharp mind as well as the goodness in their heart. They think that you see them as someone who's super close to you, and someone who's more of a mentor and less of a partner or a friend or whoever it is that you're asking about. And because you have such high opinions about them, therefore, obviously, how can you put the blame on them? So from their point of view, and because the closing card over here is victim, they believe that you think that they are a victim of their circumstances or situations. And according to you, that is the explanation which you might have given to yourself about why they did what they did or why they said what they said. So according to this person, you do not hold them responsible. You do not hold them accountable for whatever happened between you guys. Because how could you? Because according to them, you think they're above all of this. So of course it had to be someone else. I don't know what they did or what they said which leads them to believe that you see them as the victim. Maybe it is something that they said to you. Maybe it is something that they, heck, who knows? They might have convinced you. They might have painted this picture of theirs in front of your eyes with victim over here. But if you look at this thing over here, it sure looks like it's crying for help. You know, like it has its arms up in the air, like it's calling for help, crying for help. And it's not getting any. I'm being told that they think that you do not like their friends, that you do not like their family, and you think that whatever happened can be pinned on their friends or family, or friends and family, and not on them because they are not like that. In case this is someone who had introduced you to spirituality, to tarot readings, the concept of manifestation and all of that, while you guys were still together, they think that you remain greatly indebted to them till date for opening the doors of spirituality in front of you. And if this is someone who was your first kiss, or the first person that you were with, or just the first guy or a woman, whoever that you fell for, so they think that is also another reason why you deeply cherish them, because they were your first in whatever capacity. But if they were your first, then they think that automatically puts them above everybody else in your life, like at the top of your list of most likable, most lovable people in your life. So needless to say, according to them, you have a very high opinion of them, and you absolutely do not hold them responsible for whatever happened. Interesting. Okay, now we will take a look at your tarot cards and find out, ideally, what would they like you to think about them. So just to clarify, right now what we saw was what they think that you probably, view them this way or think about them. But from the tarot cards, we'll find out if they could influence your thoughts, then what would that be like? If they could make you think of them in a certain way, what would that be like? So for that, we have the Three of Cups, the Emperor in reverse, Five of Swords, and Queen of Swords. All right. There isn't a lot of difference between how they think you feel and how they would actually want you to feel or think, sorry. One thing that has come out as an underlying message in these cards, and what this person might not have thought that I'll catch, with the Three of Cups being present over here upright and then the Emperor being in reverse over here, and correct me if I'm wrong, although this is a general reading, for a lot of you, group 2, this person has had their fair share of fun with you. Alright, that whole days under the sun and shit. But when you might have asked them for commitment, that is when they might have backed out and might have themselves cited the excuse that my family will never agree to it. So we can just be friends, or, the whole no strings attached jazz, but nothing more than that. I cannot give you what it is that you're looking for, and it hurts me as hell to leave you like this, but I do not have any other option, because then I have to go back home. I can't leave my family for you, and they will never admit any of this. They'll never agree to any of this. So I can give you love, I can give you pleasure, joy, excitement, I can give you money and all those things, I cannot give you or our connection any official tag. I cannot give you commitment. But I'm not sure how much of this is true, to be honest, group 2. For some of you, of course, maybe that is actually correct. Maybe they really wanted to give you commitment but couldn't because they were a victim of their family or community's very stringent laws, rules, mindset, whatever. But why would they want you to think of them like this? It's like they want to project this image in front of you. They want to feed this, like deeply embed this image of theirs in your eyes. And that is what's, sprouting doubt in my mind about how genuine these messages from them are. So, putting my suspicions aside, how they would want you to look at them, with the Three of Cups, Emperor in reverse, Five of Swords and Queen of Swords, they want you to think that they genuinely wanted to give you commitment but couldn't, and it hurt them as well to hurt you, although they knew what it is they were doing. But indeed there was someone else, particularly a female figure, who was pulling the strings from behind, who was dictating them, telling them what to do, and who might have threatened them that she will cause them serious harm if they even think about offering commitment to you. And because of her, even though they were desperate to settle down with you, have kids with you, give this connection a name, take things forward, they just couldn't do that. They had a choice between you and her, and whoever she was, they chose them, and that they have been regretting it every day since then, and that they deeply still miss you. So pretty much similar to victim over here, if they could influence your thoughts, they would also want you to think of them as a victim, as a helpless person who loved you to death, but couldn't do anything about it. But I don't know, guys. I can see this rat piercing this dude over here from the back. So it's like you were not expecting this, because things were going well between you guys, and then suddenly when it came to commitment, they were like, oh, but my family, oh, but my community. I'm pretty sure that they knew where they were coming from, or what kind of a community or family they belonged to. So why did they not think about all those things when they first started hanging out with you? Why did they lead you on if they knew that they couldn't give you what it is that you wanted? That's my only question to this person. And if what I am picking up on actually happened with you guys, group 2, then in my opinion, they have absolutely no right to A, assume that you think of them as the martyr, and B, to influence your thoughts in such a way wherein, they present themselves as this tragic hero. In case you're not talking to them anymore, I'm very happy that you're not. I also do not think that this is how you actually view them. But if that's what's giving them happiness, thinking that you still think of them very highly, then fine, let them live in their dreamland. What can we do about it, right? You or this person might be having Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in your charts. So these are all the messages that I have for you guys. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 3, so for those of you who chose the white heart, first let's take a look at your oracle cards to find out how does the person on your mind think that you view them. So the cards that came out for you are Fool, which says fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Then we have Starseed, self, memories, identity. Rat, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. And lastly, acceptance. Okay. So how do they think you view them? Firstly, they think that you miss them a lot. They think that if you guys are currently in a no contact situationship or separation, they think that you're still not over them and that you deeply miss them, that you still care about them, you still hold them very close to your heart, that you pretend to be happy without them, but you're actually miserable without them. They think that you really admire them for their fearlessness when it comes to revealing their emotions. They think that you miss the humor that they brought to the table. You miss the way that they used to pull your leg, perhaps. They think that you miss their authenticity, that you miss the emotional support that they used to provide you with. They think that you see them as someone who is the life of the party. They think that you see them as someone who is always in total control of his or her or their emotions. They think that you see them as this very nurturing, warm, loving soul who always has only and only love and blessings and just protection and this almost cheerleader quality in them. And somewhere this particular lineup for your group today, group 3, tells me that in comparison to the other two piles, this particular part of the reading was almost only about how they thought that the viewer saw them. But in your case, this is mostly catered around, centered around feelings, how they think you're feeling. And they seem to be very confident, group 3, that you are missing them like crazy. You are missing their touch, you're missing their presence, you're missing the laughter or the liveliness that they apparently, allegedly brought to your life. And all the memories that you made with them. In particular, if you guys had ever gone to a cabin in the woods for a getaway or some hunting trip or fishing trip or whatever, then that particular memory they think is now lodged as a core memory in your head and that you often keep replaying it. I have to say, whoever it is that you're asking about today, group 3, they seem to be very, very specific in what they think you feel or what they think you see them as. And of course, according to them, you see them as nothing short of a hero, nothing short of a rock. And like I said over here with acceptance, your biggest cheerleader. Like an endless source of love and warmth and courage and all those things. They think that now that they're not a part of your life, you feel, and again, I mean, for this group, it just keeps bringing me back to how they think you feel. Anyway, so they think that without them, without their presence now in your life, you are feeling gullible, you are feeling very threatened, I'm hearing. As if now that they're not there to protect you, you are susceptible to harm, danger, because they were like your shield and now they're not there anymore. They also think that you missed how easy it was for them to crack your code or to understand how it is that you were feeling, what was it that you were going through without you having to say anything. And they think that you haven't been able to find that quality in anybody else ever since then. And so that is also another reason why you miss them. Honestly, for this group, it is less about how they think you see them and more about how they think you're feeling without them. Interesting. Okay, so now using the tarot cards, we'll find out if they could influence your thoughts about them, if they could make you see them in a certain light, what would that be like? So for that, we have the Eight of Wands, the Lovers, Knight of Wands, and Eight of Pentacles. A bit of a okay, so with Knight of Wands over here and the Eight of Pentacles and then the Lovers over here, they would alter your thinking. They would like to do some remodeling, reconstruction, kind of like a home makeover sort of over there. How exactly? Although they are convinced that you are feeling very sad and lonely and afraid and scared and all those things without them, now when I see this Knight of Wands over here, they don't think that you see them in a very, you can say, high light. And that is something about them that they would want to change in your mind. If they could influence your thoughts, group 3, they would want you to not think of them as a player. They would want you to not think of them as someone who's very in and out. Instead, they would want you to think of them as the one that's meant for you. They would want you to think of them as your divine counterpart, as the person of your dreams. They would want you to think of them as the person who has the capacity to fulfill all your dreams, all your wishes. This can be someone whom you met while you were traveling, or someone you met in your office or the same building. Maybe you guys, your offices were in the same building. Or this can also be someone that you went to school or college with. But this is leaning more towards them wanting to do a solid refurbishing of a certain image that they fear you have. And maybe that is why this spread was talking more about feelings and less about how they think that you view them, because that has come out over here in the tarot cards, surprisingly, for this group. Very different. In fact, it is so different from the first two groups, group 3. I don't think you guys are ever able to openly discuss this connection of yours with anybody in your friend circle, because you know it's just so bizarre, and with all the twists and turns that this connection has been facing, you are convinced that nobody will understand your story. And so that is why maybe you guys don't really talk about it that much. And it's also possible over here with the Eight of Wands and Knight of Wands that this connection was very short-lived, but ever since then it has left such a deep impact in your life, but you don't like to talk about it with other people because you fear that they might say something like, oh, that was, like it was just 3 months or it was just 6 months. How can you still be wondering about that person? It just does not make sense. But, well, what does not make sense to one person does not necessarily have to not make sense to another person too. I can say here that, especially with this Lovers card, the reason why they think that you miss them somewhere, and with all that twinning that's going on over here, it's because they miss you too, group 3. And I think that they are desperate to rise in your eyes, make a name for themselves in your eyes, take the center stage in your heart and in your head. And maybe that is why it is their deepest wish over here with the Eight of Pentacles and Knight of Wands, that if they could alter your thoughts, they would eliminate any negative thoughts that you have about them and only fill that up with positive thoughts, positive feelings. And it is quite possible, group 3, that because they want to change your opinion about them, because they want you to change your opinion from thinking that they're a player to thinking that they're they're the love of your life, that can be the reason or the source from where these messages are coming from. The whole projection theory. Because they are missing you, because they want you to think of them as the one that's meant for you, that can explain why they think that you are missing them and that you thought of them as, like someone that was very close to you and someone who gave you that all-encompassing love and warmth. And so maybe these are not necessarily your feelings. Maybe that is not 100% how you're feeling at the moment. It's just something that they are cooking up in their mind, because that's how actually they are feeling. That's what they are thinking, and they're just simply projecting their own thoughts and their own feelings this way. They would also want you, if they could alter your thoughts, they would also want you to think of them as someone who has always been very honest to you about everything that they've said. So if in reality, just a second. So if in reality, whenever they'd said anything to you, you would always counter question or, try to really get to the surface of the truth. If they could change your thought, they would want you to believe them. They would want you to take everything on the face value. They would want you to believe that what they're telling you is the truth and that they have never lied to you and that they will never lie to you. And of course, over here with the Lovers and the Knight of Wands, they would want you to not think of them as a fuckboy or a fuckgirl or whatever. And instead, they would want you to see them as someone who is very dependable, reliable, someone who deserves your love, deserves your commitment. From what I can see in front of me, group 3, it's almost as if someone, whoever this person is, I think that they are regretting having missed a chance with you. And they might be realizing what you mean to them now. And maybe that is where all of this is coming from. You might have left earlier because you found out something about them, or because you were convinced that they're a player, and so you were like, I do not have time for this, and you might have left. And so now they might be convincing themselves that surely group 3 must be missing me, and I just need one chance to prove to them that I'm not how they think that I am. So I think this is, for the lack of a better phrase, I would say like a late bloomer, someone who's realized very late how they feel for you. You or this person might be having Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Gemini in your charts. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.